Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Ivy and I will be doing your tarot reading for the last half of October 2024. So we're looking at like the 15th through the 31st. And this is going to be for my air signs. So if you are, and we're looking at sun, moon, ascendant, or even if you have like a major planetary placement or happen to have a lot of air in your chart, this definitely could be for you. We're looking at Libra, Aquarius, and my Geminis. Also welcome any cross watchers. So I'm going to do a fairly traditional Celtic cross reading, and always remember, take what you like, leave the rest. If something doesn't resonate, you definitely don't have to take it. But you also may use it at a later date. All right, so like I said, I'm going to do fairly traditional Celtic cross. There might be a few things that seem a little bit different. If you're used to doing a Celtic cross spread, I do what works for me, and you're here. So my house, my rules. All right. First card is going to be our significator, and this basically represents you. And yeah, this is you in the equation. The second placement is going to be our challenges, or even like crossing energies. This is what the energies that are coming at you. In our third placement, we have influences. So two are the challenges, and that can be internal or external. This third placement I really see as the subconscious. It's like if you're looking at a volcano, this is the magma below. So this is, I associate this with the element of water, and is really those deeper yearnings. Then we have in our, I like to use this as our recent past, or just kind of like what's been going on. We've got our goals up in our fifth position, and I'll kind of move these around. I know this table is pretty tiny, but I'll move them around as needed. Then we have our sixth position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, sixth position. That's the near future, which yay for you. Obviously, we'll go over that. The seventh position is going to be, it's kind of like the significator, but it is, we're going to call this the querent, or really it's the current situation. Like this is how you are actually showing up in this particular situation. And then in the eighth position, we have our environment. So this could be, people, places, things that are right around you, the overall environment, or even culture, if you will. Then we have the ninth position. This is your hopes and fears. And then we have our final outcome up here in our 10th position. And I do like to read reverses. I won't always, but most of the time I do, because I think it gives us, it's two sides of the same coin. With every gift, there can be an ill-dignified way that we are expressing something. And that's typically how I interpret reverses. So let's go in, and I don't usually do the significator until the end, but I will say that right here, this Eight of Swords, you definitely are feeling boxed in. The good thing about the Ten of Swords, which is, I think, one of the roughest cards in the deck, the good thing about this is, I would say this is the stick a fork in it, it's done card. Like, you have gotten to the end of yourself, and specifically you've gotten to the end of your thinking, the end of your thoughts. So there's a lot going here with with this energy, with this sword energy, and it has not been serving you well. Now, I love seeing the Hierophant in this like subconscious desire place, because what this is telling me is that you are genuinely desiring mastery. And the Hierophant is, I mean, you've got two major arcana. And so it's not a ton, but there is this kind of larger picture going on, this larger tapestry that's being woven. And so you're wanting to play your part. You're wanting to gain that mastery. What I'm seeing in your recent past is that your intuition has been blocked. So whether you felt connected in the past and in the recent past you just have not, there are some, I would say, some mind issues, some thinking issues that, and usually I would say it's overthinking, but there seems to be less about that and more about your action, because we've got some wands coming up. So it's like this intersection of thought to action that has gotten a little wonky, and it looks to me like there's a very good possibility that you're in having a case of the shoulds. I'm getting this vision of a person who is watching all of these YouTube videos of how you should do this, how you should do that. Particularly what's coming up is like online business. And you've been doing the things that, whether you've been, taking an online course or you're part of a master class, you've been doing some things and it is not really working out the way that you want it to, that you need it to. And what I would say is it's because you're blocking your intuition. You're overriding your intuition with someone else's expertise. And so this card up here, which are your goals, this is the Three of Wands reversed. The Three of Wands to me is this card of decision. It's like you're looking off into the vastness of possibility, and there is this element of mastery. There is this element of like, I'm ready to do something. But then you've got it in the reverse position, which is telling me that something is a little off. So what I would say is there's really this need to reassess your plans or reassess your expectations. So this can indicate potential setbacks or obstacles in achieving your objectives. And this could be due to either overconfidence or lack of foresight. Again, what's coming through is leaning too much into these how-to videos or how-to, experts, and not listening to your intuition. So I would say, be cautious of complacency and consider maybe some alternative strategies or adjustments, really leaning into your own intuition. Like there's a reason why you were interested in this in the first place. And there's this element of innovation. There's an element that you're going to bring to this particular project or business or thing, that because you've gotten so into these other experts, you're ignoring and not validating your own ideas and your own intuition. So this is really highlighting the importance to being open to change and being ready to adapt your approach to really overcoming these challenges. So it's not that you have to give up on this thing. It's that there's something new, there's something innovative, there's something that you are going to bring using your intuition. And so then we have this, near future outcome, which is the 10 of Cups. It is like, these people here in the victory position, like this is happiness. This is joy. And because the cups are emotion, this isn't just like knowledge of like, oh, I did a good job. This is like feeling satisfaction, feeling ease. And to me, this is just such a great outcome card. So I feel like you're over the phase of ignoring your intuition. Once you start to bring that into the equation, very soon you're going to see some really great results, and not just like achievement, but like that deep down satisfaction, which is awesome. Now, this 2 of Wands, I think is very interesting coming up with a 3 of Wands. I see them as being very similar. So this 2 of Wands, to me, it is very similar to the 3 of Wands. Again, you have this idea of a person looking out, and, this staff kind of representing this mastery of action. The Wands being fire, representing, the action that we take. And, he is definitely looking off into the future, looking off and surveying, some possibilities. But we've got this in the reversed position in our querent position. And so this could indicate some feelings of indecisiveness, maybe some fear of change. I'm seeing that, the possibility of like holding back from making some important decisions. And I think this is because of self-doubt or maybe fear of the unknown. So whereas in the upright position, this person is looking into the unknown, but there is this sense of like, I've mastered things. I've got some skills. I've got confidence to go out into the unknown. But in this reverse position, there's definitely this hesitancy. And so, you may be going through a period where you feel restricted by, your current circumstances. You may be choosing safety over potential growth, kind of looking for a sure thing and not really finding it. And so, right now, I think this card is really encouraging you to do a little bit more introspection, reassess your goals, consider maybe stepping out of your comfort zone to embrace new opportunities. Again, with this recent trend of ignoring your intuition, I really encourage you to, I heard a phrase the other day, and I just like grabbed onto it. So traditionally we hear, don't just sit there, do something. I heard the opposite. It was, don't just do something, sit there. And that's what I'm really getting for this, is like, you know the things to do, but there is this element of spending time with yourself, spending time with source to really get into your intuition and bring that to this equation. So our next card, we have the Knight of Wands. Again, we've got it in the reversed position, and this is in your environment. So it could be that you aren't just hesitant because you're a hesitant person. There could be an environment around you. Maybe, your partner is like, hey, I'll let you spend 6 weeks working on this business, but if you don't make traction, you're going to have to go, get a job at Starbucks or whatever. I'm definitely getting the sense of, again, it's that fear of action, or almost fear of wrong action. So now let's take a look at our hopes and fears. And this one is very interesting, and particularly in light of the interpretation of this environment. The Three of Swords typically is going to indicate some fighting. So this is a card that is really, just like what it looks like. It's a heartbreak. It's sorrow, it's pain. It can be, going through this period of emotional turmoil, betrayal, loss. What I'm getting is that there's a possibility of this heartache being in the mix. And with this particular positioning, where it's hopes and fears, so there being some heartache in the past, possibly with some business ventures or things that you've tried to do in the past that didn't quite work out. And I'm really getting the sense that there is another person or persons involved that have given you a hard time about it. Or maybe you went through a business with someone and it didn't work out, and it just in general did not end well. And so while there's some wounding there, so there's also this opportunity to heal. And that's what I would really encourage you to take away from this card. But also, be mindful. Don't go in half-cocked. And don't just follow the ABCs of what somebody else is doing. Definitely, if you get nothing else from this reading, I am getting very strongly, bring your intuition, connect with your higher power, get to that still place where you can get quiet and you can get that download from source for yourself, for whatever that special something, that special sauce is that only you can bring to this venture. So right now we have the Six of Cups inversed as our final outcome. And one of the things, again, I don't think I've mentioned it, when I read reversed cards, it also to me means that it can very easily be flipped. So typically for me, this indicates a perspective. It's a perspective shift, right? So the Six of Cups is kind of like this nostalgia card. It's like going back to the good old days, like there actually were good old days. Sorry, I had to take a little break. The garbage people were coming. Yeah, so the Six of Cups is often, it's like a nostalgia card. It could be like childhood memories, revisiting the past, maybe even more metaphorical, like focusing on innocence, playfulness, sort of this joy of simpler times. So when we have it reversed, it can signify a need to let go of the past and move forward. It may even be telling you that clinging to these old memories or past experiences may be hindering more than helping you in your present growth and progress. So it can indicate that you feel stuck, really just highlighting to let go of this nostalgia. What I'm seeing is these storylines of people that, you you have rags to riches stories. Well, this is like a riches to rags, right? A family that had everything, they lost it, and instead of walking into that down a path of like more simple times, getting connected with each other and all of that, it's this constant wanting to go back to these more opulent times. And what this card is showing me is that those times are done. It doesn't mean that you're not going to be happy again. It doesn't mean that you're not going to have these joyful times and, this true playfulness. What it's indicating is that perhaps you've set this tape that's playing, and that becomes, it's like that ideal childhood Christmas, or those snow ski trips, or whatever that is for you. Instead of trying to get back to that or recreate that, it's allowing that to just, let the chapters close, let the book close, and know that in partnership with Source, you are creating a more ideal future for yourself, a more ideal, playful, genuinely joyful time for you and your loved ones. So I want to go back again now that we've read everything. I want to go back to this Eight of Swords reversed. And the Eight of Swords in and of itself is not a great card. Like it definitely is what it appears to be. Is like she's stuck. She feels confined. She doesn't feel like she has options. Like it is not a happy place to be. But again, this is why I like to read reversed cards, because when it's reversed, it can actually signify liberation. It can signify overcoming these self-imposed limitations. And so, this is a release from fear. It's a release from anxiety, a release from negative thought patterns, and allowing for newfound clarity and like the sense of empowerment. So I'm seeing that you are set up for success here by letting go of these really stringent things that have been locking you down, locking you into maybe a process or a platform, a way of being that was just very rigid. By resting a little bit, spending some time in your intuition, letting go of the past, you're really going to get to this place of genuine joy, genuine abundance. So very happy for you, my air signs. Continue to enjoy the rest of your airy Libra days. Hopefully I'll get this posted while we're still in Libra. And if you found this helpful, give me a thumbs up. If you have a fellow air sign that you think would get something out of this, feel free to share it. Drop a comment if you like. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.